Though I'm trying to stay out of politics as an INFP, that's Myers-Briggs, I read people pretty well. I admit at the beginning I was taken in by Trump because he said all the things I wanted to hear, especially about Russia. But now that Loree McBride is going after him with all her guns about Russia, he's backtracking on everything, but making it appear that he's not. So he's obviously a liar. I know for a fact that he wears a toupee, which is not a big deal to me, but he's real sensitive about it. He's very concerned about his public image more than his character. I'm concerned about his backtracking on Russia, on Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, which he promised to leave alone, his lying about what he's doing with the wall, and his super sensitivity to criticism. Nobody in the news is reporting accurately about any of these topics, including Fox News, with the exception of Gabriel Chana Fox News 00 on cable, if you get it. Trump seems overly concerned about his public image to the point that he allows public opinion to dictate his policies. He's more concerned about winning an election than doing what's right. Lest I appear too hard on Trump, I will say that as far as I can see, all politicians running for political office are guilty of this. It seems that those attracted to politics have to be hypocrites to get elected, because Loree controls mainstream news and uses a lot of election fraud to get her people in. I don't regret voting for him. He was the lesser of two evils, but I may not vote at all in 2020. I believe my men have made me the US president, which I understand really pisses Trump off. I'm an INFP, what you call a team leader, a reluctant leader. In other words, I don't aspire to a leadership position, but will take it if there's no one else to do the job. I believe Trump is working behind the scenes to possibly undermine me as US president. My men will do what they have to do to keep me running the country as long as there is no qualified person in the job. This pisses Loree off big time, and she has won with Trump. She's got him paralyzed. Pray for him and pray for me. Loree McBride must be stopped. I used to watch Alex Jones, and though I feel Alex is a nice man, he needs to calm down. He's not handling himself wisely. I also follow the Gail commandments and do not buy natural supplements, though I sometimes buy organic because organic tastes better. I'm hearing brain to brain that the recent problem we had with Facebook was having all sorts of problems yesterday on the 13th, may have been Trump related. That he may have been behind this to try and get me all riled up about it so that he can discredit me as a real wacko US president and take me out, allowing him to be US president. I didn't fall for it, which probably pisses off both Trump and Loree. I'm not sure I'm right about this, but it is as plain as the nose on my face that Trump's a hypocrite, but then so is Clinton. You might say, how do you feel about Bernie Sanders? I've been told he's a humble man, but I'm not impressed over how he kissed Clinton's butt in the 2016 election when she stole votes from him. He seems to be a bit of a hypocrite too, maybe a bit of a coward. I'm not so concerned about Bernie's socialist position as I am his character. My number one concern in any politician is character, because I'm the de facto president. I can override any of Bernie's policies that are unworkable. I run the country as a constitutional monarchy. Vladimir Putin co-reigns with me as US president, which super pisses off Loree because, folks, the main battle is between me and Loree. It's not between the Republicans and the Democrats. Vladimir Putin would die for me, and Loree knows this, so she's made sure to demonize Vladimir in Western news. You know, what happened between Hillary Clinton and Vladimir Putin, that deal they made with Uranium One, is really not a big deal. At the time it happened, the US and Russia were allies, and we were just making a deal so that our militaries could work together. The problem that I have with Clinton is that, like Trump, she changes her story and allegiances based on what she feels she needs to do to win an election. We don't have any politicians in Washington, D.C., besides myself, who rule from principle and conviction. They're all shams who say one thing and do another. The only politician I sort of respect is Rand Paul. If he was running for president, I might vote for him. Another one I like is Jill Stein. But unfortunately, I'm the best one of all. I may be an INFP, but Loree has violated all I hold sacred, and when you're an NF type, you won't tolerate that. Loree's created a false narrative that rushes the enemy and has drowned mainstream news with this garbage to the point that only I report the truth. As I've been saying, the real battle in politics is between me as U.S. Empress and President and Loree McBride, who's striving to lead a coup to overthrow me. And that's what's happening, pure and simple. I thought Trump supported me, but I'm sad to report that he supports himself above all. He's no better than Clinton. I wouldn't die over any of this, and I know Jesus will protect me. But I ask the world to pray for Trump, me, and the United States. We need to be sure Loree McBride does not take over the country. She's a dangerous murderer and sociopath and will stop at nothing to gain power. I say this as an INFP, that's from Myers-Briggs, who cares about the fate of the world and would love to see a world where freedom reigns and tyranny is put down, whether that tyrant be a war-loving Republican like John McCain was, or a freedom-hating Democrat like Loree McBride and Hillary Clinton are. My political views are my own. I'm a registered Republican because I wanted to vote for Republicans in the primaries, but my actual views are centrist. Barack Obama sided with me and my men until it came time for the 2016 elections. I don't know what came over him. It seems all politicians are afflicted with some sort of egomania. We thought Trump was on our team, but that was a delusion. We thought Barack Obama was on our team, and he was until 2016. It's a little more complicated than that with Barack because the Jesuits murdered the real Barack in 2012, and we've been dealing with an automaton since then. So I'm not sure what happened to the automaton. Unfortunately, only I appear qualified to be U.S. president. I would much rather spend my day writing, not thinking of politics, but as an idealist, I'll take the reign as long as I can do so without violating my principles. Fortunately for me, I work with a competent team of men: Vladimir Putin, Brent Spiner, Judge Terrence Jenkins, Gerard Butler, Matthew McConaughey, Hugh Jackman, and I really have team leadership over the United States. We INFPs never aspire for leadership. We're always reluctant leaders, and when we lead, we're team leaders. We put people on our team who share our values and principles. We're a great team. Loree hates us and is striving to overthrow our team with a coup. Just pray for us. Jesus is in charge. I delegate a lot of my political duties to them so I can concentrate on my primary passion, which is writing. You might say, you're crazy. You don't have these famous guys on your team. Well, it certainly doesn't appear this way if you listen to the news and all that their clones say in the news. Don't forget, Loree has an army of clones. Basically, the 2020 election is a farce. It's all smoke and mirrors. The real battle is between Loree McBride and me and my team. When you vote in 2020, you'll be voting for a puppet who needs to be loyal to me. Keep that in mind as you head to the polls. Barack Obama was loyal up until around 2015. Trump was loyal for about 2 months, I think, after he took office. I have more respect for Barack than Trump right now because Barack was wiser in his handling of the press and has less of an ego problem than Trump, so his integrity lasted longer. But he eventually fizzled out and became a Loree McBride cuck, and is a Loree McBride cuck, as is Trump and most politicians, Republican and Democrat right now. But actually, I respect neither Trump or Obama now. Neither operates from true principle. They do what they think will help them win an election. What they do and what they say are opposite. I've been reigning on and off in politics since around 2004, when I first started writing conspiracy law. I back off when someone good comes to power because I'm more of an artist, creative type than a politician. I was officially elected as U.S. Empress in spring 2014, and the evil Jesuits have been striving to lead a coup against me since that time. Zach Knight, the former Jesuit leader, came to my side in September 2016, so Loree, the new evil Jesuit leader, has taken down Zach's Twitter account and most of his online presence, claiming he's a troll, while Loree uses her army of trolls to harass and stalk me. My walks are never private. I always bump into Loree's agents. As an INFP, I like peaceful walks, but Loree is obsessed with me. But to walk every day is a Gail commandment, and I obey Jesus over Loree or her agents. Because I am not the U.S. leader in mainstream news, it helps Loree work undercover to undermine me. Unfortunately, she's often able to manipulate mainstream politicians to do her bidding because of her control over the press. Never forget the real battles between me and Loree, then you'll have the facts straight and you'll know better who to vote for. Basically, try to vote for someone who won't be a Loree McBride cuck, a rare commodity nowadays. The person you vote for should also have humility and not try to undermine me just because I get in their way like Trump's doing now. In the long run, it doesn't matter who wins because I will override them if they get in my way. So happy voting, whether you be Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, etc. I just want a puppet who will be loyal to me and my awesome team, which includes Vladimir Putin. So if they oppose Putin, that's a dead giveaway not to vote for them. Loree likes to portray me as an ego-driven person, which is actually who she is. I'm an INFP and have been plagued with an inferiority complex most of my life. Thanks to Brent Spiner, I'm over it. He encourages me to take the lead because Brent and I operate from the same principles. Brent's an INFJ who shares my views. He's also a Democrat, but I think today he's more centrist like me. I actually hate politics, but I respect true leadership. That's why I back off when a good person can do the job. I would much rather work on my writing. Vladimir Putin noticed I had a talent for politics and encouraged me to write Conspiracy Law 2003 to now. I rule through my law, and anyone in a conspiracy law country like the U.S. is supposed to honor my law, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. As an INFP, I practice team leadership. I'm a laid-back person until you oppose my men, then I speak out. But with Vladimir Putin on my team, we make a great team. I delegate a lot to Vladimir, and he delegates to those he trusts as well. Ruling a country is a big job. I believe in a national health care plan, which would be fully implemented if the evil Jesuits would butt out. I also believe in freedom, and that the citizens of my country have freedom of speech, the press, religion, etc. If Loree's agents were out of politics, everybody would be covered in an excellent health care plan, but she opposes me. I also believe we should be in an alliance with Russia in every way, as long as Putin's running Russia. He's been running Russia since 2000. I consider Vladimir one of the greatest world leaders of all time because he supports me. As far as gay marriage, I'm not against it, but on the other hand, I don't think gay people should be persecuting those who won't bake them a cake. Just find a baker who doesn't have a problem with gay marriage. The exception would be if the baker broke a contract knowing he was baking a cake for a gay couple. Jesus has told me he doesn't oppose gays. I really don't want to make this a big issue, and I wish everybody would just get along. I'm an open-minded person with a libertarian heart as a political leader. And yes, I am half King David and half Catherine the Great. No kidding. So there, folks. That is, I've been working on my writing, but yesterday Facebook was down for over 12 hours. None of the share buttons worked, and some loon at my Twitter was telling me, oh, Loree has hired a Bill Nye clone, and he's going to come and he's trying to get all your private data from Facebook, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know what? You don't sound right to me. I'm hearing brain to brain that it was actually Donald Trump who might have been behind the attack. And he did it to try to make me appear crazy, because apparently they've just held an election in the United States and I've been voted like 98% U.S. president. And Trump is pissed because I'm saying we're going to override Trump on Trump. I'm going to tell you this right now. Donald Trump, I'm the president, not you. You are to be my puppet. And if you don't like it, then I authorize my men to put you in jail. You said, oh, yeah. He's not supposed to be, he's not doing his job, folks. Conspiracy law is to be enforced. I'm the president. I fire everybody. They're all no good. And I'm not saying this because I'm on an ego trip. Do a study on INFP. We don't like being leaders, but when somebody opposes our principles, we'll take the lead. And that's what's happened to me. You're fired, Trump.